Well, good morning. Howdy, 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 folks. It is a beautiful morning here in the mountains. Look at that river behind me. Got the fire pit going. It's chilly cold. I think it's about 37 degrees. That's why I got my noggin warmer on. And get this computer to straighten up here. Anyway, I'm going to give a little bit of time for people to get here. I want to talk to you about vending at Home Depot and Lowe's. Been getting a lot of questions. Hey, Nick, glad you're here. But before I do that, before I go into the Home Depot and Lowe's, I want to give some time for people to get here. I see we got several. Matt, how you doing, brother? Thank y'all for being here. And how's it going, Nick? It's going good. It's going good. All right. Let's see here. Look here. I want to show you something pretty. Got the fire going. It's about 37 degrees. There's the river behind me. Well, I call it a river. It's a creek. Got my noggin warmer, and I'm happy to be here. Monster Burgers. Check out Garrett here from Dublin, Ireland. Jim Smith in the house. Thanks for being here, Jim. So I want to talk about Home Depot and Lowe's. I've been getting a lot of questions, got several overnight last night. And then I got up this morning, there was 2 on YouTube comments and one on my Ask Ben page. And I was like, good grief, what's the deal with Lowe's and Home Depot? Is there a rush on getting vendors there? And I've talked about this before, but I want to update it because they've made some updates. Well, here's the deal. I hate paying for a location. And you know what, JD, you just brought up something I wanted to bring up real quick. JD just brought up winter vending and it being cold, and it is cold. Okay. And for a lot of people, it's cold. And I was talking to a vendor this morning, like 7 a.m. in Florida, and they got a cold front. They're like down to 80 or something, and they're freezing. They had to, put socks on before they put their flip-flops on. But if you go over to learnhotdogs.com, just go over to learnhotdogs.com, you'll see it on the front page there. I update that with new articles, and I just did a brand new one on hot dog vending in the winter and how to make money with it, even without a cart. Okay. Some cool people doing some amazing stuff in the winter. Even just coffee. Wait till you see it. It's called Hot Dog Vending in the Winter or What? Check that article out. I've got coffee from your hot dog cart right below that. And then I did an updated how to build a portable concession sink. People are cart and they need to have a concession sink if their state requires it. And so I show you how to build one quick, cheap, easy. Okay. And then I did an article called The Red and Blue Pill. If you got some time, it's worth the read. Check it out as well. Let me go back over here. Yeah, cold weather equals dollars. Get those onions frying. Exactly. Smells good. Comfort foods do fantastic. But enough about the winter. Let me tell you why I'm here in case you just joined us. I'm going to be talking about the vending at Lowe's and Home Depot. A lot of questions about it. And people are, it's the obvious choice. It's like Walmart, you're like, how do I get that location? I want a Lowe's or Home Depot. And, if y'all followed me for very long, you saw me it's been about 9-10 years ago now. I interviewed a vendor in Surprise, Arizona. Okay. I went out to Arizona and filmed her. Her name was Jackie, and she had been vending 14 years at the Home Depot. And I'll go into more of this in a minute, but she made a lot of money. Okay. And she moved to Florida now. But it is a wise idea. Okay. The concept of working, but I hate paying for a location. Well, why would you have to pay? Right. Because a lot of people like me, I went to my Lowe's or Home Depot and said, hey, it was actually my Lowe's, and said, hey, how would you like it if we set up our cart here? And they were like, yeah, we'd love it. And then the district manager comes by a couple months later and is like, you can't, do you have the deal for being here? We have a company that manages this. Now, what's happened is Lowe's and Home Depot ain't in the vending business. Okay. The managers love to have a vendor there most of the time. They love it. The problem comes in is that Lowe's and Home Depot don't have time to deal with it. So what they do is hire a third-party company. That third-party company used to be known as Street Eats. And you can find their website at Streets, but it's spelled Eats, STREATS.net. And I've referred people to that for years. They are a pain in the ass, okay? Put it bluntly, they're a pain in the ass to deal with. They won't answer your phone call. They don't answer emails hardly ever. They're horrible, which is more to my point about this. But the key point is they charge. They charge a fee. How do they set those fees? They base it on what they think the store's volume is, but they won't tell you that information. They won't tell you what the store's volume is. They'll just say, at least all the vendors I've talked to recently that have messed with Street Eats, and I'll tell you how to find them here in a minute because they've changed their name. It's called bestvendors.com. If you go to bestvendors.com, they are a management consortium of some sort who literally do nothing for you other than charge you a fee. And a lot of them will start their fee out high. So if you decide, you know what, Ben, it's worth it to me. I want a Lowe's. I want a Home Depot. I think I could kill it. And you might do really good. They're going to give you a price. Once you apply, it's $50, I think, to apply. And then they're going to give you all these rules that you have to agree to. Uniforms, you have to be there 7 days a week. And I'm going to go into that a little more. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm going to go into how you get around all that. And they're going to have all these rules. I mean, a whole list of rules. And you will pay, okay, I think I have, yeah, I'm going to put that off of there. I'm sorry, I was blocking the page there. So you are going to pay for a fee to them, Best Vendors. Now, how much is the fee? I've seen it as high as $1,500, $2,000. My fire just fell. I just heard it. Look at that. It just fell over. But isn't that beautiful? Cold morning though. Cold. So anyway, they may charge you $1,500. You can negotiate with them. You can. Okay. They don't like you to. They don't even like you to know that you could. And you can say, listen, I'll do it on a trial basis at $400 a month, but they're going to have all these rules that you have to agree to. You can't negotiate the rules, but here's what I will tell you. You'll never see them. I personally spoke with Jackie in an interview. I was there in person with her. In 14 years, she never saw them. They don't come. They don't have the staff to come. Okay. Unless something recently's changed, all they're in it for is the money. They collect the money and then tell you, yes, you can go vend there and send them a check every month. Okay. And they'll want you to sign a contract. That contract has all those rules, but they ain't checking. They're not checking. I've never heard of a vendor being checked by Street Eats. Now, when you go to bestvendors.com, if you go up to the top to their services, you'll click it and it'll scroll down to the bottom and it says Street Eats. And that's their Lowe's Home Depot. If you'll notice on their site, no phone number, even though they say 24-hour customer service, blah, blah, blah. They don't have any of that. Okay. It's a nightmare to deal with them. It will be a process. They heard one of my videos where I was ranting about them one time, and they contacted me and said, hey, we would like to discuss this with you. We've changed things up now, and we'd love to discuss it with you. And I said, that'd be great. We can do a live video. You know, we can do a live show. And they said, yeah, we could do that. And I said, well, let's do it. Never heard from them again. Never heard from them again. And I wasn't going to do like some kind of gotcha media deal. I'm not a reporter. I was just going to express my concerns and then talk with them. But they literally just have figured out a way to make money off of you working. So let's say that you did a deal with them for $500. That's $500 in profit, right? That's $500 of your profit that you're going to have to pay them before you make a dime. It may be $1,500 a month. Now, is it worth it? Yes. I've got vendors. I know vendors who are doing $7,000 to $10,000 a month at a Lowe's and Home Depot. So yes, it's worth it. Yes, you can make money with it, but I never suggest it to a new vendor. Number two, there's so many better locations. And if you go over to the blog at learnhotdogs.com, you'll see a list of those locations. you'll see a list of those locations. I want to put something up on the screen. I need to put a title probably. Get Lowe's and Home Depot locations. All right, there. How's that? But it should say, don't get Lowe's and Home Depot locations. I'm against it. Can you tell I'm a little biased? I've talked to thousands of vendors. I've had vendors try it and hate it. I've had vendors go to Lowe's and Home Depot and not do well. Sometimes that was their doing, and we fixed those problems, and they still didn't do well. So we knew that it had to do with the location, not a good location. Sometimes Lowe's and Home Depot may put you at an end of the building that does not have any traffic. So you want to ensure that you get a location either coming in or going out. You want to be at the exit doors or whatever. I like, and I found the best results to be at the contractor entrance. That has been the best. But some contractor entrances are in the back where nobody sees you except the contractor, so you don't pick up any extra customers. If that's the case, don't go there. Go to the front of the building, and at least the contractors will see you when they drive through the parking lot. So you want to keep those things in mind. Let me make sure I don't forget anything. I need to take a sip of my Diet Pepsi, and then I'm going to go to your questions. If you got any questions about Lowe's and Home Depot, I'll help you out with it. It is a viable opportunity. It is a challenge, though, and I never recommend it to people. I never recommend Lowe's and Home Depot, but I will tell you something that I did come up with that will get you in there without using the company. So I made a course, updated it this year, and it's how to get any location you want. Okay. And so you can get any location you want. And if you want that, if you want to see what that's about, go to, let me type this in real quick. Let's see. Let's see. LearnHotDogs.com location. Okay. Now, this is a paid course, but there's tons of free information at just LearnHotDogs.com, and type in the word location in the search box. I've got tons. I've got over 20 articles, at least 20 articles just on location getting. Okay. With Lowe's and Home Depot. I've got over 150 articles on locations, period. So I can help you with locations without you buying anything. But this course, LearnHotDogs.com/location, that's a course, and that course has some secrets in it. And you'll see why I don't give that out, because there's people that will take advantage of it in a bad way, and it'll hurt us all, because it's a way to get in front of Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart for free without having to go through another company. Here's a question about Lowe's and Home Depot. If you got a question about Lowe's and Home Depot, I'll get to the other questions in a minute, but I want to do those first. Let's see. Where'd that question go? Do Lowe's and Home Depot dictate your pricing? The company, not them, the company, bestvendors.com has a street eats department. That's their Lowe's Home Depot department. They determine the pricing, and they base that off of the volume the store does, but they will not share that with you. They'll just tell you, oh, that's one of the best stores in America. That's one of the busiest. You're going to need to pay us $17.50 a month. Okay. So, hey, Daryl, glad you're here. Diz is in the house. So let me go through here. If you got a question about Lowe's and Home Depot, let me answer those first, and then I'll go off on any tangent you want. Let's see. I love this. Garrett put up. You look. Rick just proved my point, okay, or solidified my point. I said in the beginning of this today, I said comfort foods work better in the winter, and I tell you how to vend those. I've got an article over on the blog. It's right near the top. Go to learnhotdogs.com. Scroll down a little bit. You'll see it, winter vending or not, or what. and it talks about comfort foods. He says, my chili is outselling my dogs on colder days. It will. I've got vendors that have found that their coffee outsold their dogs. Not the dogs don't still sell, and it still brings them in, but they get 2 cups of coffee. All right. I'm 40 miles south of the Canadian border, and I'm thinking of taking a permanent spot down Washington and covering my cart with Costco carport and a big propane heater. That absolutely works, John. It does. We have vendors doing it. We have vendors in Canada who are vending now in the cold weather, the brutally cold weather. We got a chef there that left his professional chef career and started vending, and he's got blow heaters, 2 propane blow heaters. Let's see. Johnny Dubtown Dogs in the house. Thanks for being here. Let's see. David, thanks for being here. Look, Jeanette's from Brewster. Absolutely. Just completed my first month working weekends at a haunted house in Michigan. 8 days, 1775. Kick butt, Mike. Kick butt. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations to you. We've got some vendors. I had some vendors call me this weekend. We did a show on Vendors United last night, but some vendors that we talked about this, but we had some vendors that made thousands of dollars this weekend at the corn mazes. I mean, unbelievable the money that vendors are making during the fall and winter. Let's see. Do Lowe's, let's see. I already answered that. Mike Peck, Grocer Net. Dan, I don't know. Dan, I'm not sure what you mean by Grocer Net. If you're talking about what Lowe's and Home Depot does, you're not going to find those numbers from them, from the company. Bestvendors.com is where you'd go to find the Street Eats section. Then you have to fill out an online form, and then they'll charge you $50, I think it is, for the application before they'll even tell you the price of a location. And then they're a nightmare to get a hold of, and it's a nightmare. I think they have too many chiefs and not enough Indians. And it's probably a 2-person operation. I mean, literally, it's horrible to deal with them. We were located selling coffee and dogs all week, cattle corn. Saturday's just off I-5 in Tacoma, smack dab right in front of 72nd Street Home Depot for years. And the deal we made was I had to pressure wash the whole sidewalk in front of the store every Sunday night. LOL, we did great. John Martin, that's a great plan right there. Michael's in the house. Thanks for being here, Michael. Just linked a deal for a grand opening where the company is paying all at once. So I'll be doing is serving food already paid for in a holiday festival launching tomorrow at an auto auction. We'll be there every Wednesday if all goes well. Nick Ramsey, that's freaking awesome. Frankenstein's over the mountain. He just did a location where it was a company picnic type deal, fall festival, family day or something. And they pre-bought 500 meals. He took both carts, his cash cow and his big dog, and his wife ran one. He ran the other. They only ate about 200 meals. That left him he got paid for 500. It left him with 300 meals. So he got to use those the following week at his location because he hadn't cooked them yet or done nothing. And so he got paid twice on his meals. It's great. If you want to know what Nick's talking about, that's catering. And it's not the kind of catering you're thinking of. Go to learnhotdogs.com and type in the word catering in the search box. Glad I caught this live stream in the process of getting started over a busy, profitable stand. Started taking over a busy, profitable stand. Awesome. But that's it. Lowe's and Home Depot. Let me sum this up for you. And just in case you just got here. Okay. Let me sum up. And I'm going to put that location. Somebody asked if I'd put that back up. Lowe's and Home Depot, I'm going to sum it up for you, is managed by a third party. That third party is horrible to deal with. Poor customer service, poor everything. They will charge you a fee to be there. You can negotiate the fee. They will have all these rules that you have to agree to apply. They'll ask you. I've had new vendors call me up. Ben, Street Eats is telling me, Street Eats is the old name for Best Vendors. Okay. Street Eats is telling me that I have to have been in business for 5 years. Just put that you were. It'll say, how long have you been in the restaurant? How much experience do you have in restaurant business? And it'll say, you fill in the blank. We'll put 5 years or 20 years or however long you've been alive, because you've probably been to a restaurant over your life, and that would mean that you have experience with the restaurants, right? It's a play on words, but it'll work. They do not really care. Here's why they pitch that, I believe. This is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. I believe they put those rules in place so they can show corporate Home Depot and corporate Lowe's, hey guys, look here. Look at all this we require of them. All this stuff that we make them do. We have a schedule. We find out if they have experience. We make them have a uniform, and it's all bullshit, okay? It's complete horseshit. They don't check none of that crap. They don't care about it. All they care about is the money. They just want the money. And as soon as Home Depot and Lowe's figures that out, they'll be okay. If one of y'all wants to start a business, compete with Street Eats. Contact corporate Lowe's and Home Depot. I'll pitch you if you're a good company, because I have never had any luck with them. There's Jeanette. She says Rural King, Ag Farm Supply, Co-op, Tractor Supply. There's tons of them that you can do. I've done Bass Pro, Gander Mountain. All those do good. Yeah, John says that one thing I've learned watching all your videos, if you have a will, there's a way. Thank you, Ben. You're welcome, John. Thank you for saying so. Look at this. JD says, my cart and myself will be in costume for Halloween, making extra chili for the cold. Plan on killing it with Halloween. Big money, abso-freaking-lutely. And keep in mind, I'm going to do another video later, not today, but there's a lot of stuff coming. You got Black Friday events where we had a vendor make over 20 grand in 3 days at a Black Friday event from a hot dog cart. He froze his butt off. He even camped out with a tent. He did the whole Black Friday event, made over 20 grand. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you a bunch. Anyway, that's it. I'll leave it there. I hope that helps you. I summed up Lowe's, Home Depot. I gave you my 2 cents. If you pursue it, there's ways to pursue it. There's tips and tricks with it. You can do it. I love you. Hope you have a great freaking day, and stay warm.